Served hot, just the way you like it. Here's your weekly serving of food, news, and views. Tim Beeman, Stephanie Hess, and Nikki Miller-Ka are Tart and Tangy Triad.
Hey guys, this is Tim from Tart and Tangy Triad, reminding everyone to go to the website tartandtangytriad.com. Like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. This weekend is 4th of July. And that's a time to be with your family. And speaking of family, this is my son, Trey. Say hey, Trey.
Hi.
And it's a time to cook out with your friends and your family and have your hot dogs and your hamburgers. And if you're so inclined, have your beer or whatever. Trey will not be having beer. Yeah, make sure that you spend good quality time with your family for the holiday. I mean, this is America's 239th birthday. Happy birthday, America. Or America. Happy birthday, America. But yeah, just be with people. Be nice to people. You know, it's about time we all did that. This week, Stephanie's going to talk about, what's she talking about?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Philly cheesesteaks. Stephanie's talking about Philly cheesesteaks. And I have had real Philly cheesesteaks, and truthfully, I didn't care for it. But I like them better here when the reimagining, I guess, of the cheesesteak. You have cheesesteaks? You've never had one?
Well, it's not real.
Not real. All right. So you should try one for yourself. Nikki's not here this week, but you know, we want to remind you to visit our sponsor, Washington Perk, 2 locations, 228 West Acadia Avenue and 301 West 4th Street, downtown Winston-Salem, and of course on the web, WashingtonPerk.com. So until next week, my name's Tim, saying thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Hi everybody, and happy Friday. I promise normally I would have dressed a little bit nicer for you, but apparently I came in wearing green again, and that tends to make my body disappear. So, moving on, talked a little bit on this show this week about barbecue and some of the regional specialties that you can find across the country, and it got me to thinking about another very regional food, and that would be the cheesesteak. So I did some researching. My family, my mother comes from Philadelphia, so I grew up with the cheesesteak, the real cheesesteak. And so I have some hints for you to find if the cheesesteak that you have found on a restaurant menu is the real thing. First of all, if it's called a Philly cheesesteak, it's not the real thing. If they have to tell you it's a Philly cheesesteak, then they're not presenting it to you the right way. It should just say a cheesesteak sandwich. Another way to know is if the roll isn't crusty. It should be on a crusty Italian roll, not like a mushy sub roll or anything like that. Number 3, it should be made with grilled ribeye steak, nothing else. If it's listed with pickles and peppers on the menu, and I personally have to add in lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, that's not it. That's a steak sandwich, it's not a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. All right, another thing to look for is if it's got ketchup on it. Apparently that's a big no-no. If it is served to you with a knife and fork, run away. That is not a traditional steak. You need to get messy. The cheese is very important. It needs to be American cheese, it needs to be provolone cheese, or even Cheese Whiz. None of this Swiss cheese stuff. If it's Swiss cheese, they don't know. And last of all, you know that it's a real cheesesteak if it is a sandwich only, not a cheesesteak pizza, not cheesesteak spaghetti, not cheesesteak potato chips or any of those things, but a cheesesteak sandwich. Now, I mentioned on this show that there's one of those rules that I tend to break. Apparently I'm blaspheming the traditional Philadelphia culture, but I got it from my mama, so it comes from it, honestly. Can you guess which one? It's the ketchup. In our house, we use ketchup. I know, boo, it's terrible, but that's the way we eat it. So if you want to know what a Hess family Philly cheesesteak is the ribeye beef, provolone cheese, ketchup, maybe some grilled onions. That's it. Don't take a fake one, and we will see you next week. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the contributors and are not necessarily shared by our distributors or hosting company. This podcast is copyrighted and cannot be reproduced without express written consent of such and such limited, Inc.
Yeah, girl.
America! Oh, Phil.